Yes gang, okay, we are back with another moto vlog, and I'm going to get into what I want to speak about in a sec, but basically it's going to be about, well, I'm going to get into it right fucking now, aren't I? It's going to be about the 3 things that I personally did that I feel helped me accept my diabetes, right? Because I think accepting this condition is like one of the biggest starts to actually learn how to manage it, right? We're going to get some good views along here as well, hopefully. This road, there's a hell of a lot of speed cameras on this road. It's a road from Leek to Ashbourne near me, but we're going to have fun, me and you. So I think, yeah, accepting, when I speak to a lot of type 1s, it's a common thing that I hear that I don't think I've accepted it, and I totally understand that, I really do, because it's not like I just got it and instantly accepted it. It's a massive life change, right? So I wanted to just give you guys like 3 of the key things I think personally helped me accept having this condition. So as I said, if you don't accept it, it's really hard to manage it, yeah? So we're going to get straight into it. Make sure you hit like, give it a thumbs up on this if you're watching on YouTube. Also, this is my second motor vlog, so let me know in the comments like if you're enjoying this type of content. I know a few of you replied to my first one, which was my story about how I become a coach for type 1, saying that you did enjoy it, so thanks very much. I'm getting some views now. So yeah, I think the first thing that I actually did that helped me was try and gain as much knowledge as possible about it. Because I think if you don't know properly about something, it's scary as fuck, right? If you don't understand something, you have no knowledge on it, it's scary as fuck. And especially with type 1 diabetes, because there's so many myths. Like when I got it, honestly, I was like, oh fuck, this means I can't eat sugar ever again. And I've got a major sweet tooth. You know, if you got me on my socials, like cheesecake, Biscoff, Reese's, Chinese food. Funny story about that actually, I'll tell at some point. But yeah, basically I had no knowledge on the condition, so I was like, oh fuck. And that was worrying because I didn't understand it. So the first one is gaining knowledge. You can do this in so many different ways. You can, obviously, if you're watching this, you might gain knowledge, listen to my podcast. I really want a superbike. I've got a Yamaha MT-07. I know I'm changing the subject now, but I want a superbike. Next season, I'm getting a superbike. Sorry, mum. But yeah, so I think like you can gain knowledge from reading books. Be careful. Just be careful when you're getting your knowledge, and you know yourself, just don't listen to bullshit. So reading books is a good one. Listen to podcasts. Social media, look at those views. Social media is another good one. So I think the first thing is, yeah, like gaining knowledge about it, because as you start to understand the condition, things like how insulin works, carbs, fats, protein, it is a process and a journey. I'm still learning now, but as you start to understand it, you will start to become at ease, because you've now got this knowledge and you're starting to understand it, the different things about the condition, and it's just kind of empowering. As I say, if you don't understand something, it's fucking scary as fuck, right? If you have no knowledge on a certain thing, it's scary as fuck. Come like riding a motorbike. If you don't know how to ride a motorbike and you jump on, you're like, oh my fucking god. And you pull that throttle back and it starts moving, it's gonna be a bit fucking scary. But if you understand the concept behind it, it's not as scary, right? I know that's a bit of a shitty comparison, but you get what I'm saying. So the first one is gain knowledge on the condition. The more knowledge that you have, the more at ease sort of thing you're going to feel about it. Knowledge is power at the end of the day, but you have to apply that knowledge as well. That's another vlog, that's another story. That second thing that I did is I was really into, you know, my fitness, well, lifting weights, going to the gym, all that sort of stuff, even though I put off fucking exercise in for like 3 or 4 months after being diagnosed. But again, that's another story. Is I tied it into the gym goals, and in my mind it was like, look, if my bloods aren't well controlled, I can't learn about the condition, I'm kind of wasting my time going to the gym, because it's not really gonna help my workouts, if that makes sense. This is a double-edged sword, because going to the gym, being active and stuff does help with insulin sensitivity, helps your blood glucose management. But if you're constantly high all the time you're trying to work out, that's just fucking, it's counterproductive, right? So I tied wanting to gain knowledge and control, so you guys don't hear me, itchy face, lift the visor up, hopefully. Yeah, I wanted to gain like my knowledge and control. I tied it in with wanting to do well in terms of my workouts and body goals and stuff like that, because that's tying it to another goal, and I speak about this a lot. If you can tie having great glucose control in with something that means a lot to you in life, then I think you're onto a winner there. You see females do this all the time when they want to have a kid. They might have had shit control, they want to have a kid, the doctor's like, right, you need to sort of split your ideas up. Love, do you know what I mean? I don't sound condescending. You want to have a kid, you're going to have to improve your control. And they end up doing it because it's tied to another goal. So we can replicate that, especially us as guys, but us as people as well, into, I'm not sure if it's 40 or 50 here, but I'm slowing down. There's so many fucking speed cameras around here, gang. Yeah, it's 50, fuck it, not 10 mile an hour off. Be it, we'll make up for it. So yeah, tying it to another goal. Do you know what I mean? Like I did with my fitness, my health and stuff like that. That's the second way that you can accept it, yeah? The third way, so that's the second way that you can accept it. The third way is talking about it. Now I know this sounds weird because generally people, look at those views, generally people who haven't accepted that they've got type 1 diabetes sometimes want to shy away, and I can understand that. Do you know what I mean? Shy away, not speak about it, out of sight, out of mind. If you don't talk about it, I've not got it. Unfortunately, that's not the way it is. Do you know what I mean? And I found, like, speaking about it to mum and dad, my friends was like, oh, you've got this, like, what is it, can't you eat sugar, is it good or bad? Can you will get all that, right? And we have a laugh about it in that one community, you will get all that. But actually speaking about it really did help me come to terms with it. And I mean, it could be, there's a thing going on, oh, we're going to sidetrack it, there's a thing in the bike community that some people with a full bike license like me don't let on to learners to L plates. I think you're knobheads if you do that. If you're riding a bike watching this, come on, we all start with L plates, you know what I mean? Anyway, right, I always let on to any person on the bike. Could be a moped. I actually don't know about mopeds, I used to have one. So yeah, actually talking about the condition, if you don't talk about something, it's like depression, right? I've been through 2 or 3 bouts of depression. I'm quite open, I've spoken about it, and that really did help me. That really... Bloody mum's calling me. Mum, I'm on motorbike. Shut up. Yeah, so when I got my bouts of depression, I spoke about it a little bit. I had a therapist, counsellors, and that kind of helped me with it, right? Excuse me. Whereas I bet if I wouldn't have spoke about it, I would have sat and wallowed, even though I did and that. I didn't want to speak to anyone about it. It kind of gets worse because you stay in your own fucking head, right? You stay in your own head and all your thoughts get worse and stuff like that. And I know, do you know what I mean? Like I say, I totally understand it. And I think with type 1's the same. If you don't talk about it and you think it's not there, you get really frustrated about it when certain things happen. And I think you do, like, you'll end up getting in your own head over it. So I really do think, if you can, like, it might not be face to face, you might not be comfortable speaking about it face to face, go in like Facebook community groups. I've got a free one. If you want me, reach out to me, do you know what I mean, on Facebook. There's community groups, there's a good community on Instagram. Just stay away from the groups that are negative bastards and like, oh, this, that and the other, and victim mindset, because that'll portray onto you, and you don't want that, especially if you're struggling accepting it and you're wearing all these bad things and stuff like that. It's going to make it even worse for you. So make sure it's a good positive group, bit of a laugh in there and stuff. Biker mates, look at it. See, I want a fucking superbike. Anyway, yeah, so actually speaking about it, it could be online, it could be in person, whatever it is, I really did think that I spoke about it a lot, that helped. And even when you get knowledge, you want to empower other people that are non-type 1 diabetics about it. Do you know what I mean? It's another thing. So really, I know it's a bit of a short one, but I'm going to recap the 3 things that I did that I personally think helped me accept my diabetes. And don't get me wrong, I didn't accept it straight away, but these did really help. The first one was gaining knowledge about it. I told you could do books, my podcast, other type 1's podcast, the community. That really does help, gaining knowledge. The more you know about something, the less scary it will seem. Yeah. The second one is tying it to another goal, something that really means something in your life. Yeah, whatever it is. For me, it was my health and fitness. Now it's like my push bike, and whatever it is, obviously my business, my clients and stuff, I'm lucky I can tie it to that, my own control. Yeah, so tie it to another goal. The third one is speaking about it. I know this one can be hard, but look, I really do think it does help. If you can speak about it to people, it really does help. Like I say, it doesn't need to be in person, could be online. So team, that is 3 ways, 3 things that I did that I do feel personally helped me accept the condition. And if you're struggling to accept it and you're listening to this, please try them if you can. And I hope one of these points, you might only be one of them that you think you can do. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to go in balls deep and do all 3 at the start. It might just be one of them. But go and try them. Hopefully, look, here's a process as well. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like you do a few of these things, or after a week you've accepted that you're a type 1 diabetic. It's a process. If you've been born with it, like, I suppose in a sense that could be you've always got it, you've never known any different. But I got it at 21, and I speak to people who've got it in the teenage years, later in life. I think it can be harder to accept. I'm not saying that people who are born with it don't later on in life realise that they've not accepted it, but I think if you've known life without it, it can be harder to accept. So team, right, I'm going to stop rambling, enjoy this ride, hopefully you got some value from that. If you did, give me a thumbs up, like it, share it, and I'll see you in the next moto vlog. Peace.